Hey, Andreas here from Asia Mind Dynamics. Tuesday evening, Facebook Live. Today it's about me and how we apply NLP in our daily life. And I realize right now I've got one door open. Give me 1 second, I gotta close it because it's an echo here. All right, that should be better. I just came back from a training. And it was kind of a distance away. And I was rushing here because I wanted to be here. But I'm here today. Yes, hello. Yes, Cairo, good to see you. Let's get started on our Facebook Live Tuesday evening about NLP. Let's talk NLP and let's go ahead and play our intro music. All right? Okay. Okay. Good evening again. Welcome. Andreas here from Asia Mind Dynamics. And as I just said, I came back from a training. Traffic was heavy. I rushed here to get here. This morning already, whoa, did it not rain in KL and traffic was crazy. And now I'm doing this Facebook Live for you to talk about how do I apply NLP in my life. Because, hey, in the training room, it's easy to do this. And people always ask me, what do you do? How do you do? Can you use NLP in your daily life? So I thought, let's get personal today and talk about how do you actually, or I do actually apply NLP in my life. But before I get started, if you are watching this, please say hello so I do know who is here. If you like what you hear, as usual, of course, type in hashtag NLP rocks, because I believe it rocks, okay? And if you have a question regarding anything I say, please type this in the comment box. I hope I can pull the comments in. Overall, I still haven't quite figured out how to do this, but I can learn that. It's always about learning. So yay! Again, let me know who you are. If you think a friend should know this about this video, invite them, share this video while typing in your friend's name in front of this little slanty thing there, friend's name followed by your friend's name. I'd have to learn really how to call this thing, what it is called, okay? It's like, I always say, I didn't learn this kind of thing, okay? So, let's talk about my day, the day in the life of an NLP trainer. And hey, that's really an interesting topic because normally I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what kind of topic can I share with you? What is interesting to you? Today it's really about me, but hopefully, and I know that you can learn something. And if you like what you hear, give me a like. Give me a heart. I like hearts, as you do know. And yes, feel good. Ask a question. If you're listening to that video, you're busy anywhere else, driving your car or eating or still at work, just let it play along the side. Listen in carefully a little bit and let me just blabber away as I talk, okay? So yay, my day always starts off, and I realized because I bought this Fitbit thingy here and it measures my time and my steps I'm doing and the calories I'm losing. I realize I'm pretty much sleep every night for about 6.5 hours. It's a new insight. I thought I sleep longer or shorter. Actually, it's about 6.5 hours. Thank you, Fitbit, for giving me that great information. And I woke up in the morning time. Normally, if I don't have training, what I'll do, and I might do a Facebook Live around this one. When I'm not training or coaching, I, for example, might go down, get dressed, and take around and run around my area exercising. Before I do this, hey, the first thing I think is always important is setting my direction for the day. And that means, and there's something people in our master practitioner learn, it's about taking a few moments, a minute or two maximum, and really thinking about What is it that I want to achieve in my day? What is the intention? What shall drive me through my day? It gives me a certain sense of security, sense of certainty, sense of direction. Am I on the right track of wanting to achieve, can achieve what I want to do? A couple of weeks ago or so, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we talked about the intention. I do that in a really regular manner to really know that I'm on the right track. And it's really important because it gives me that guidance. When something goes haywire in my day, I can always fall back onto the intention. What was my intention in the morning time that I wanted to go about doing my thing? And it's an important guideline. And I do this actually before I even get out of my bed. I'm cuddling in. I do know sometimes my cat, she knows that I'm awake because, hey, she hears my alarm clock ringing, okay? She's meowing in front of the door. She doesn't want to get into the door all the time because she's waiting for me to get up to play with her and to give her food. But the intention is important to me before I take care of my cat. I go out and, hey, she is running around. And every now and then actually, or many times, I think it's important to also spend time with my cat because, hey, she's the only cat in our household. She got to live with a couple of great and crazy people like us, me, Najma, Nabil. And she's the only thing nobody understands, but she loves to play. She loves to play hide and seek. So in the morning time, oftentimes for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we run around, play hide and seek. She's hiding behind the curtain, under the cupboard, there's a little gap. She's hiding in there, behind an old TV that stands around. It's her hiding place. And I gotta go around and say, hey, where's my cat? Where's my cat? And I'm chasing her, and I'm seeing her, and then she's like, getting excited and runs around, and I'm running behind her. That's a fun part we are having, all right? Today I had training, and I woke up about 5 o'clock in the morning time, and thunder and lightning and chaos. It was raining heavily, and I knew I got to drive for about 20 kilometers to get to the driving place, so I really rushed a little bit, prepared a little bit about this video here for this video, and I fall a bit behind in time, but I knew I'm going to make it. It's a knowledge within myself, that certainty again, that I do know I can make the time available to drive carefully and nicely. So I took off in my car, and the challenge was, hey, I was about, 2 or 3 days ago, my partner in that company, she texted me where that place is. Waze didn't want to listen to me this morning. Waze didn't want to listen to me this morning, and I was like, I could not find that place where I wanted to go. It always wanted to send me to a different location. So I thought, like, luckily I was communicating to my contact in HR earlier, and she was nice enough to confirm actually where we are. I sent her a Google map, link from Google. So she said, confirm that it's there. So I drove via Google Maps. Now I like Google Maps, but I'm feeling more assured with Waze. But it's about flexibility. I couldn't wait for Waze to get its thing together. So NLP teaches me to be flexible, to find resources within myself, to really be assured that I can find my way. So it's about the flexibility we have, not freaking myself out. Before NLP could have happened, I would have freaked myself out and thought like, gosh, how do I find that place? It's far away from haven't been there before, but it gave me that certainty, that assurance. Google Maps can help me. It's about flexibility. NLP teaches you to be flexible in what you want to achieve. And it's good for me to know that, hey, I'm from Germany, okay? The Germans, sorry if I have any Germans watching this video, Germans are not always the most flexible one. They're really structured and set in their ways. Not all, of course, but set in their ways. And it's hard to break out of that boxes we are sitting in sometimes. But NLP helped me break open, wow, and I could have the flexibility. So I drove over to the place where I was, and it was an amazing group of people. And again, of course, traffic jam was really heavy. But it's like having the calmness, trusting myself a lot, going my way through the traffic jam. People were driving crazy. I'm amazed sometimes that even when it's raining so heavily, the gap between two cars is so close. If something is happening, fully go. But again, I was like the most patient, or I'm not always patient when I drive. As an NLP learner, as an NLP trainer, we don't need to always be the perfect human beings. We are not perfect. But it's about being able to manage my state with the different people that I'm interacting or where I am right now. To be able to choose the state of mind that I want to be in. So I reached this place, and I was actually really early. I was the first one there. But I wasn't sure where I am exactly, if I were inside that location to find that place. So I went out in the rain, talked to the gods in Bahasa. My Bahasa is kind of okay sometimes, and asked them where the place is, and they guided me. I came to the right place. Had a very great guy there. Now it was all about me so far, state management. But this guy, it's a great helper. It's a God, not a kind of God, a bit higher than a God, maybe the manager for that overall location. How often do we ignore this kind of people when we are going around in our day-to-day life? We're going into the restaurants, and when you go Facebook or you watch videos or in YouTube or you're reading the news, how often do we realize in the messages that people don't respect other people? And we are taking those services, those people, the security guards, restaurant waiters who are immigrants or people from overseas working on really low wages sometimes. How often do we take them for granted? Now, this guy didn't work on a low wage. It's not coming from an overseas. It wasn't Malay. It was Malaysian. But it was about not taking him for granted. It was about the friendliness, the respect, the gratitude I had within myself that he immediately came to help me, unloading my car, setting up, bringing that stuff into the training room overall. I was the first, as I mentioned. He assured me again, I'm okay at the right place, and I saw the signboard. I was extremely grateful as well for the HR person who had informed him earlier that I'm coming. And it was good. It's all about NLP, managing my state of mind. The people came in, and I knew some of them, okay? It was students of ours who did our NLP practitioner training. And they are really nice and warm people, respectful, polite, really great people that I've met. Old people that worked there earlier, that were in our practitioner training about, I think, 6 or 7 years ago. I met them over lunchtime. It was like a reunion. Hooray! I good to see you again. And I'm amazed, somehow along that line, they did know the NLP still. How many times really did I go to meet other people who learn NLP, but they have moved on to something else? To us in Asia Mind Dynamics, NLP is about managing your mind. And these people, and he was so grateful to me and to the teaching overall, that he still practices it. He's a project leader there. He's a trainer in that organization, managing teams. He introduced me to so many fantastic people. And I met other people that were in my training early, and it was so nice. Such a reunion, such a nice, warm culture, friendly environment. I totally appreciate that. And it's about NLP again, respecting the other person's model of the world, their thinking, their acting, their behavior. Hey, if you are listening in, share this video, ask me questions. It would be great if you also were to ask questions. Answer questions, your questions, because the session is always about you, actually only. I just want to share you my day. When the training started, we did the Language and Behaviour Profile. Now, the Language and Behaviour Profile is a tool, a powerful tool, a linguistics tool developed from NLP. It's Applied NLP. And it's a tool that allows you to listen to the words people say in a certain context. And you can predict the behavior of that person in a different context, in the same context. So you're listening to the words somebody says in one context, and you can predict their behavior in a similar context in the future. And you then can influence them through your own languaging skills to match their thinking style, their focus, through the language you're using. It's a lot of words. But it's always about the challenge of how do I engage people in a training environment if there's a lot of words, because words can be transient. But these people, it was an amazing group, and they have maybe been prepped by the HR person, an amazing lady. I'm not sure if she's listening to it right now. I hope she's watching it. An amazing group, a warm group. They are engaged in changing the overall organization. They're transforming the organization. And I want to say more about that one. So to them, linguistically be able to influence people is important. So for me, it was important to bring over, explain at the easiest level possible how NLP works to them in their life. NLP is full of jargon. It's crazy. Full of jargon. So my job, I feel always, is about breaking it down to make it understandable for everybody. Now, these people are really great people, engaged, asking questions. Wanted to know, how do I apply the learning in the real environment? Challenging sometimes by asking good questions on how to apply it, how does it work, what happens if it's not working, and so on. They wanted to learn. Great attitude. To me, a training is always about interacting. It's not the pressure I'm building on myself that I have to be the great performer. No, I want to have a training be natural. And I started off about 13 years ago in training NLP. It was, and even before, a little bit training companies. It was like always a pressure on me. I got to perform. I got to be good. I can't make mistakes. I can't fail. People must get it. But through NLP, I've learned to let go of all this neediness and just allow things to happen. Be myself on that stage. Allow that to be natural. So today, I can't remember anymore. There was one situation we played around with words and somebody was saying something. I should have remembered it. Really funny. And I nearly whoa, fall down laughing on the floor. Hey, I'm wearing a shirt today, still wearing the shirt from the training. I laid on the floor and I was giggling and laughing away because it was so funny. But it's really about the natural piece, not being on a show. And if there was something, one guy asked me about limbic brain and neocortex, and I thought yeah, I was uncertain about how that fits in. And I was okay also. Again, not the neediness to just showcase something, but I said, let me figure it out for you. I can figure it out for you very easily. Let me get back to you tomorrow morning. And I got to do the research here after this Facebook Live session. But it's not about pretending to know. It's not about playing the clown, not even. It's about being natural by myself, knowing who I am as a person that allows me to connect with the audiences. Now, of course, being there in the room, I realized I was walking over 13,000 steps today. Hey, it's really nice. 13,000 steps. So I walked, but I always have my chair with me. When I became a trainer, people said, you can't sit. You must walk. You have to stand. And I always thought why do I have to stand? I can walk around if I choose to. I can sit and feel comfortable. And that's also important as a trainer, to just allow me to be. But I had peripheral vision. I knew exactly, hey, what's going on around me. I saw all the movements of my participants. Being in peripheral vision, which is a great tool for NLP, being in peripheral vision allows me to get the inner calmness, to quiet my self-talk. How often are we inside of our own head? When somebody says something, we are in our mind thinking back, thinking about what can we respond to the other person. How do we have to respond back to look good, to counter it, to make our point? No, it's about allowing the person to say their thing and thinking about it and responding back in a calm manner. Being in peripheral vision, it's basically taught on the first day of the NLP practitioner, allows me to get that inner certainty, that calmness within myself. Everything is gonna be all right. Now, when I talk to the NLP practitioner, when I talk to the participants, it were amazing people. That makes it, of course, easier for me. And the student brought us in, of course, But the thing is, it's about listening. What do they really need to know at that point of time? So one person asked me a how question, language and behavior profile. Again, is a tool that allows you to listen to the words somebody says in a certain context and matching their needs, that what they do need at that point of time, through my response. So when this lady asked me a how question, I knew how. It's about how do I do it? How do I apply it? She didn't ask quite like that. But how is it possible in a certain context? And she described the situation. When my leader is coming up and they want to do this one and I can't always ask these questions. Lab profile is about questioning skills as well as listening skills. So she wants to know, how do I get the mental pattern of my leader without asking the questions? She wanted to know the how. How means she wanted to have a step-by-step procedure. So I could respond back according to her requirement. What did she need to have? So I didn't blabber around. I could easily respond back what she needed to know at that point of time. And she was like, okay, great, thank you very much. It was matching their belief, their thinking. Tomorrow is the second day when I'm going back to that organization, and in January we've got a third day for them on the same language behavior profile. So tomorrow we are going to continue working on what we did today. How do people get motivated? Tomorrow is about what does it take for them to stay motivated. On the third day is something else. We do that along that language behavior profile. But it's about really also not just about influencing the other person. Yeah, lab profile, language behavior profile works that change minds is about influencing skills first rate. But it's also about what makes us, me, and the other party tick. So when I'm teaching, I'm learning about them, but I also learn about myself. For example, I have certain mental patterns that I'm not always happy with, so I have to watch out how I'm reacting in that certain situation. So I'm monitoring my own inner patterns. They're not popping out when I don't need them. So along that line, I think I want to put it into that big frame of living consciously. What do I mean by that? As an NLP practitioner, master practitioner, trainer, and I'm at a trainer's level, it's about knowing exactly how do I have to behave in a certain situation, listening to the other party, listening, being inside me, sometimes checking my own state management, being outside, listening to the needs of that person, responding back, consciously living, consciously responding, watching my emotional states on a moment-by-moment basis. Because when I do that, when I'm with the other party, with the group I'm training, I can create the value. It's always about creating value, helping them. They are coming to me to learn something. But it's not just a skill they are learning. It's about how can they apply that learning in their real life, not just in the training environment, not just even in their professional environment, but also in their personal environment, to understand maybe their wife or their husband better, to get better relationships with their kids. So many people have problems with kids nowadays because kids are thinking differently. So NLP helps these participants of mine to connect better in their relationships with family, with children, and then breaks with family and children specifically, which is so important. Kids need us to ultimately not just learning something in the training environment, but really creating better relationships, creating the value, breaking through at a much higher level. And not only, again, in the training environment, but it's a skill we are learning as practitioners, master practitioners, and then trainers on how, and that's really freaky what I'm saying next, okay? How do I speak to my participants' unconscious mind to really help them get easier in understanding, get an easier possibility in applying the knowledge? But sometimes I just speak to the unconscious mind. Yay! It can be freaky, but it's about positively empowering my participants to get to that state that they need to get. So they don't go out frustrated and instead, but know how to apply that learning in this training. And it's always, to me, it's one skill that I'm stressing over and over again. It's about the curiosity of me learning about my participant. What is driving them? What makes them interested? What is important to them? What do they need to know at that point of time to really get that great insight? So I'm really looking forward to it because, hey, those who train under me, with me, they always know they're getting really busy. I'm really serious about my training and the teaching because I want them to get to the next level. It frustrates me. That's one of my issues. It frustrates me if participants don't get where I want them to bring. So I do anything it takes to get them there. And in the end of a training, I always know they get there. And I'm so happy about that. It gives me the thrills. So I gave them homework, and I hope they're doing the homework. And tomorrow they come back, and I know they come back after the homework done totally, or just at least a little bit. They have got it. And they come in and say, now I get it. And what the learning is, they look around and ask them to listen to the radio, look around, see advertisements. And I do know they get the learning. They will see those mental patterns, that frames everywhere. And it becomes applicable to them. And it makes them fun. And they do know they got it again. And that gives me the thrill and the happiness. All right. So, it's the same thing when I coach people. It's the same thing, that when they come to me and they have a problem and they are breaking through to their certain level, and they do know, I understand, I get it, I can recreate my life. So I look forward to seeing these people tomorrow again. And again, I want to slowly come to the end now. I look forward to seeing you next week when we have another live session. It will be in a totally different place because Nachma and I, we are going to help one of our participants who runs a great, fantastic company. And she is training people in managing the mindset of financial excellence, excellence in finance, the great psychology of trading and finances. So we are helping her and her husband, these two great people, in that training. So this live feed next week will be from that location, and it will be about, most likely, how do you manage your mind in times of stress when you need to manage your mind, that financial ability, creating a mindset of excellence in finance. And I look forward to seeing you there next Tuesday evening. Same time, 8 o'clock Malaysian time, and this channel here. This is Andreas here from Asia Mind Dynamics, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye. And as you can, hopefully share this video on your timeline with your friends, with anybody you think needs to know about the beauty of NLP and how to apply NLP in your life as well. I hope I could share a lot of stuff on how I use it and share with you how you can use it. If you got any question, feel free to ask this question in the comment box. I get back to you personally to answering it. Along that line, of course, you realize as well we've got our free online training. Go to our website, asiaminddynamics.com. Go to our free online training on how to attract success into your life. But until then, next week, Tuesday, 8 o'clock Malaysian time. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye.